It's beginning to a point where I'm winning the majority of RedSec games that I'm dropping into. And I want to share some of my secrets with you. These are things that I've picked up from countless of hours of competitive Apex and playing Battle Royales and really thinking about it. Now, you've probably already seen a lot of tip videos and tier lists. You know, even I made one, but they can only do so much because if you're not playing well between the tips that you might want to use, then you're still not going to end up being #1 in your lobby. So for this video, I'm going to take you guys through my average win. I'm going to break down my decision making and the thought process behind the rotations, the gunplay, the tactics, anything you need. Because it's one thing knowing what you should do and a whole different thing knowing why you should be doing it. But one of the main things that gives me a lot of wins is, of course, my IEMs. That's the Tipsy audio. So let me talk a little bit about that for a quick second. Tipsy's earphones have changed the game, and I want to show you guys why. I've been using their universal fit IEMs, and the difference in clarity compared to my last headphones is insane. In fact, here's a quick clip so you can see what I mean. I hear exactly where everything's coming from. Oh my god, man. Oh my god, that is a weird feeling. Thanks to Tipsy's Sound Imagine, these IEMs make enemy positions so much clearer and so much easier to read because every footstep and every reload has a defined piece in the space around you. You also get proper sound separation, which means that when everything is going crazy in a firefight, the audio cues don't blend together. You can actually tell what's happening around you. You can instantly tell what's important, where it's coming from, and how close it is. It's the kind of upgrade you don't realize that you're missing until you try it once, and then you just can't go back. And right now, they're even having a Black Friday sale. So during the sale, my code ottr gives you an additional 5% off of that initial sale price. But it doesn't even stop there because after Black Friday, my code becomes 10% off, which is a great deal for some great IEMs. So if you want cleaner audio, better positioning, and a legit competitive upgrade, go take a look at Tipsy's IEMs and remember to use code ottr. And I'll put the link in the description as well. Thanks for sponsoring this video. Let's dive into it. Now, this is going to be duos, but honestly, duos are a lot more sweaty. So even if you're a quads enjoyer, you're still going to learn a lot more here because again, it's a lot slower and methodical, and you can really tell that there is a big difference in how these games play out compared to squads where people can just run at each other non-stop. Now, we don't really drop here anymore, but for this game, we're still trying radar sight a little bit, so we're just gonna take a look at it. One of the main reasons I like radar sight is not just that you have a chopper, you have good loot, and a lot of potential just in general, but it's a little bit out to the side, so you rarely will have that many people contesting you on drop. If you want to be a bit safer, it can be a good decision. We should also have clean rotations to seal, and you have clean rotations to a treatment plant, red light storage, wherever you want to go, or even combat training if you go through the Himalayan trail. And one thing I really like about radar side is also, again, not even a chopper, but that you have, you're on an elevation. So no matter how you want to rotate, you have zip lines going everywhere, but you can also just take your parachute and just fly pretty much in this whole general area without much of a problem. So I really like radar sight for that reason. We've been dropping golf course for other reasons, which we might cover in a different video, mostly for quads though, for the tournament, the elite series that's coming up. Anyways, let's do a drop here. So I'm playing with my duo here, Minikin. We've been playing a lot when we stream these games. Dropping on the southmost end here because we get the high ground, which lets me loot this without too much people contesting us. And then we can just kind of work our way down radar side if we're contested with some loot, high ground advantage, and just, well, yeah. Pretty much it. I'm just going through the normal spots, running. I always walk out to this in this rotation because I can see the whole area. If somebody is down here on the chopper, if they're like around this area, you can spot them and shoot them. Take a second there, don't spot anyone. I could also use my goggles here, my binoculars, but I don't see anyone, so we're just moving past. Just grabbing all these normal crates easily. I like running a close range and a sniper. It has been my go-to lately. So SMG and sniper, the M2010 is awesome. One of the fastest sniper velocities, if not the fastest sniper velocity, I believe. And this is, again, another reason I really like radar is obviously you have the chopper. So early game, there's not really much of a counter for choppers. They're just too tanky. But in duos, they don't have enough firepower for a really long time as well. And so if you spot somebody, you can take a 1v1 and probably win it if you can get a nice little minigun. You can just jump in the minigun seat and spray them down and then move on from there. So this game is actually a little bit safer. Normally we would be contested on radar, but I believe we can still talk about some macro stuff here and just focus on the macro gameplay, macro decisions. This will be very useful once we go into the late game later as well. Okay, so Mannequin actually got pushed there for some reason, so I'm just going up to him. I'm putting the tugs down just to see if somebody's around us. We don't see anyone. I'm just looking around. You already got a pick, so most likely they're running away or they're hiding somewhere. So I'm gonna pop my drone here. I love playing recon for that reason. You can just look around, look for the thermal, for the heat signatures, but there's nobody here, so we're just gonna move on. The guy we killed, he went for res right in front of us. What another really cool thing with radar, I believe it's like radar sight and maybe like combat training and maybe like down here on the left side is I think people spawn here. I don't know exactly how it works, but we have people spawning on us constantly when they get wiped somewhere else. So if you're just hovering around this area, you will just get a lot of free kills by being here. So that's pretty, you know, a little bonus to that. Looking at this now, I'm like, oh man, we are not super efficient on looting these, but I mean, we also don't really drop radar anymore, so it doesn't really matter. This might be my secondary drop for elite series when it comes around, but most likely likely we're just not gonna drop radar. So now we did a little checking with the thermal. The normal rotation is, again, just keep walking downhill, because you're gonna have, again, you're gonna have the high ground advantage the whole time. I'm just looking for some easy snipes because he's out in the open. And we can get a pick and opening. We can just go in on that. Again, because we have that high ground advantage as well, we can just instantly pop a parachute and close the gap in very little time. If you hit the left here, I think we went a bit safer here because we don't want to full int it. But you could also just like go all the way down to right here in front of this area as well. I think Minikin calls that they were fighting someone. Oh no, he's looking at us. We're good. We're just doing the airstrike. So we already got an opening now. Now we just got to close the gap and push up. Obviously, don't maybe run in the open, and they're going to expect this. But it's about finding when they want to res, and they get the kill. Deny the res, or even get the kill. And that's an easy wipe off of that, because you just have that massive advantage. Like, they want to reset. You have an opening because you're going to kill maybe 1 crack or 2 cracks. That's one reason I really like the sniper. I'm starting to decide what to run. I'm getting my loadout KV9 and the sniper M2010 ESR. That's absolutely great to play. I think we'll get a custom one later. I think we decided to just play like really slow this game in general. I don't remember fully, because we were trying to like min-max a way to get as many wins as possible while taking fights 24/7. And I was asking him here, making sure we have everything, because my game plan includes we want to have all the plates. We want to make sure we have good guns. We want to make sure we have a streak, so that's an airstrike, artillery strike, something like that. We want to make sure we have anti-tank, that's AT, because it just means we have a way to fight back, especially in duos, because tanks are extremely oppressive in duos. You need that AT so you don't get absolutely bodied when they do show up. You actually have to constantly look out for them too. Now we're making a rotation here to the Himalayan trail that I mentioned previously, just out here in the mountains. I'm just chilling and waiting. I end up getting a custom here, so we're gonna go and grab that one. And then I got my SCW build now, actually, which I've upgraded since we've showed it on the Twitter. We're just running and yapping here, so I'm just hopping ahead so you can see some more winner gameplay. When you have a good pull, it's gonna be a bit slower. You can play deeper as well. I'm still trying to figure out if you want to go like full deep, like where the zone pulls, or if you want to play edge. I think it depends on if I want like a fun, eventful game or content, or if you just want to play for wins, because this game does punish you for taking a lot of fights. It's very camper focused. If you hold a position, you hold an angle or whatever. Like, it comes down to the way the bloom works, the movement penalties, whatever. But it also comes down to things like they're almost like 100 levels from that since this mod. That's crazy. It also comes down to on a macro scale, because for example the plates run out so fast. Fight somebody and you run out of plates, you're just screwed, and so much more. Like, the whole game hates you if you play like too aggro. Sadly, there's not much of a reward. For the upcoming tournament, as far as I know, getting kills does give you a point, so that's still worth it. There's a financial incentive, but it's not like in a normal game. Now we're being held here on the high ground, so honestly I shouldn't be peeking this. This is just some ego challenge, but you shouldn't be taking these really ever, because we've been saying it here, like even if we kill them, we can't really, they're just gonna res and probably rotate back, so we're just losing plates on this. But we could always do a knock and then maybe airstrike him or something, but it just really exposes us, both of us and them though. It's a standoff, we're kind of just wasting time on it, so we're wrapping back here instead and just leaving it. Now we will be a bit exposed, and it depends on whether these guys want to quote-unquote grief us now, because they could try to meet us. I'm gonna pull up this map. I know it's not the exact map, but I think it's close enough. So we're gonna be rotating down from Seal up here, and I believe like this, and these guys are up here. So what they're gonna want to do is they're gonna want to walk down here and match us, try to hold us probably from this high ground, or maybe here, because they know we have to rotate through the street here, or even like wide left if we can get fast enough. That's why we're trying to go wide left. Now there's another team in front of us that immediately messes with that rotation, so we have to just go, especially now they got opening damage. They have high ground advantage, but we know the team is in our back, so we need to keep moving forward. If we stop for even a second, especially now in the open, we are at a big risk of getting shot by the team on the ridge by Seal. So we're just gonna keep sending it, and this does put our back towards the zone. I normally don't love playing with my back towards the zone, because if you do get held by the wrong team, the wrong time, you just end up dying. Like calling this the no-no zone. This is anywhere between basically the ring. I think I'll pull up in the map in a little bit. Basically between the edge of the ring and the zone prediction. That's what I call the no-no zone, and I never want to be inside of it. So basically, yes, this is what I like to call the no-no zone. Anything outside of this ring, and sometimes even a little bit inside, because there's always going to be a lot of teams that late rotate, just like us, coming in at the same time. They're not paying attention or whatever, and it's always going to be an absolute clusterfuck right there. So you're usually safer being a little bit deeper inside, so you don't have to worry about this. Now this is our bad. This is my fault for us rotating late. We could have just been deeper, but again, I haven't figured out my philosophy. If I do want to rotate in deeper, especially because we still have to get kills and content and whatnot, we were just experimenting with playing slow. Oh, there's a guy on my right there. I just saw him on the... Did not see him before. This doesn't even have my new M20 build with a thermal scope on it. That one is a heater. We've improved a lot since the last... this was about a week ago. 10 days ago, almost. So we're just gonna keep moving here. There's no point in running in the open in a straight line straight into zone. We're wrapping around left because then I still know our back is gonna be safe. There's nobody who can run up behind us. Everyone's gonna probably be in front of us. I mean, if we pull up the map again, in the meantime, I just pull my own up here. When we wrap in now, we already know we came from this. Unless we get mirrored, we know that this whole area is safe, but everything else is just, we have no idea. This could have tons of people, most likely does because it's a no-no zone, but we do know this area is fine. We could run, like, I guess, straight in once we know it's a safe half where it's not in the open, because it could be a team sitting on like the ridges or high grounds or something. But generally speaking, at the very least, we know something is safe by clearing the edges like this. So this guy walked up, but again, he didn't ensure it was fully clear behind him, so he just got punished for it immediately. See, I'm looking behind here to make sure nobody's mirroring us. It seems fine. And there's another team just running straight. He's just running straight into zone. They get punished for it. I swear to God, I didn't pre-watch this. I swear to God, I didn't pre-watch this. So these guys are actually getting shot uphill as well because it is a very risky... Wait, I noticed this bug before. I was gonna make a clip of it and maybe post it. How did I do 160 there? Might have been a headshot. I've had somebody do 170 body before, which I still don't understand. I think there's a weird bug about it. I notice as a whole, I rarely walk like in a straight line, and we instead just keep going to the sides. So something I've started working in a little bit more with how we play the macro is we do a few more quests, but especially in, you might have noticed we didn't really run quests at the start of early game because there wasn't much to do. They don't really give too much to give some combat training path experience, but they don't do too much in duos other than that because you usually get all the loot you want from the ground anyways. But yeah, I'm starting to run like maybe 1 or 2 missions instead now, as of late, just to make sure we have all the stuff we need early. Now the focus is us rotating in because we were a little bit late before, and it's gonna be we're gonna have to make a lot of fast decisions here to make sure we get into zone. So now we're looking for a way to... I don't like chemical storage whatsoever. I'm just making sure my teammates is fine, and they catch us up so we can run together because he was quite a bit behind us. Random tug for info. I don't do this nearly enough. We can put the tugs down and pick him up again, and just basically constantly ping over and over again. We're doing the finger covered in the tips so we can get on the high ground. In retrospect, I could have maybe like droned here to make sure it's fully safe before we committed fully on it, but I just felt it. I felt the game sense on it. This puts us in the center zone. Let me pull up the map if you can see it in a second. Very risky repeak. It's an ego repeak. Ooh, there, that's a bad peek from him. I'm just confident. First game on. So pulling up the map here, we're now in the center of chemical storage. Now I haven't figured out fully how the zone pulls, but this normally would pull like towards the middle. Generally speaking, it will like turn a little bit depending on like how, and you can see it depending on how fast the prediction circle moves. Like I usually just zoom in and look at it if I really need to know. But at this point, it's usually like pretty much towards the middle. You can tell from this also like pretty much to the middle. You'd have to look at it for a longer period of time to tell for sure. So now we're droning for some info here. This is still top 12. So normally what I like to do, especially in games with drones, is track where everyone is, or it's just a good idea to notice in general. The drone makes it easier. Figure out what all the squads are. At the very least, figure out your general vicinity. 12 squads is too much to keep up with, too many variables. In the top 4 or 5, that's when I started looking towards figuring out where literally all the teams are so I can figure out how the late game is going to converge. But right now, we're just kind of looking. I'm putting a bomb down. Doesn't cost me anything. I'm not going to use it anyways. Maybe get a little bit, just ruin their cover a little bit. This is risky though because we don't have infinite amounts of plates, so I should probably not peek too much now. Mannequin also just lost his health on the same angle. But we have God Spot, so really what we just had to do here is just stay small. This is some next level BR game gameplay. But when you have God Spot like this, you just play small. Now we get RT'd, and that's also because we got more attention to us. So I go down here into like just get a little bit of cover. This is super risky too if somebody does play down here, but we just don't really have an option with artillery. I don't want to give up the high ground, and I want to get it back as soon as the artillery is over. So now I do end up getting shot for someone on low ground as well. And now we're gonna have to start making some risky moves because we're actually running out of shields as well, running out of resources. And that's actually a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a snowball effect because we were wasting some time at the start just doing nothing. Maybe we should have done quests or something and rotated in earlier. But also just now, about a minute ago when we were just taking damage, which we shouldn't. I got absolutely lasered by this guy with numbers in his name, but I also had no armor, so it makes sense. And we expect him to swing up. I think I call it out. Dropping down here. There's a hole here in the roof. So I wanted to go down to get safer because we're being artillery at the moment, but Minikin says no. He goes for the res. Absolute hero res from him. I am surprised why the other team doesn't push because I feel like they should have pushed. I would have pushed on that opening. They didn't. So about now, you gotta realize that, okay, wait, no, yeah, they're not coming at all. I end up dropping down. The more I'm looking at, I'm kind of beating myself up over not looking around more because there's gonna be a lot of rats here. I think it's just game sense at this point. It's straight up game sense. So we're on the low ground because we could bullet off of it, but we do want to get the high ground back later. I'm just trying to get as many supplies as I can because we don't have shields. We don't have anything else. I wanted to grab the defibs because I haven't seen any tanks, but it didn't let me pick it up. So we have to go with the RPG here. Going back on the high ground, we're gonna go back on this big high ground, this god spot high ground that I want. It's safer to drone from here. I wanted to maybe drone down from the warehouse, but we couldn't really because that one is super exposed. This one, nobody can really shoot at us as long as I'm prone. Tugs for info. And then a drone. Taking a quick look around, top 10 still. See if we can spot all the teams. Again, there's so many in play, it's hard to know. I see the duo there. I'm surprised they didn't shoot us before. I guess we got lucky unless they just got there. Do you see the team there on the left? You also spot a team here. We saw something back there. That one I didn't spot when we were playing. So Mannequin got a pick here, and I'm just going for the finish with the bomb. So we actually ended up killing both of them. Now, this is going to be a super important part of the decision making we're doing now. Because of my passive killing somebody, this reveals enemies within 25 meters. I think it's spaghetti code. I don't think it's supposed to, but it does reveal people that are not on the same squad or team anyways. It just reveals enemies. So all of a sudden, these people that were just riding in the low ground appeared. So now that we know there's a team here, there's a team on the left. So, and we still are down supplies. We need to make a big risk play here because if we play small the whole time, we have very little impact on the game. We're not getting get a lot of kill points. We can easily get pushed and die, and we're not going to take a sustained fight. So I'm thinking a little bit. I noticed loot up here, so I'm actually making a big call here. This is a risky call because they start shooting here. That means that the team from in here that maybe could have gone on top is preoccupied. The team that was next to them is also preoccupied. The team over there on the far left, that was them. That was them on the warehouse. Now they were in the one over here. They rotated like this basically, probably because of the explosion. Now that these two teams are fighting here, that lets me just run up on this pretty much uncontested, assuming there's nobody looking at me from right or left. There shouldn't be anyone from right because the zone is closing and we didn't see anyone rotating in. That's a big assumption, but sometimes you gotta make big assumptions. And I was ready to run back and turn, but nobody shot me, so I just committed to it fully. I'm just hoovering all of this up as much as I can, get the shields, watching for mannequin as much as I can, get some airstrikes. Now he called it over there, so I'm just using that one.
Come back. There was a team under.
Oh, it actually just no rigged. Okay, great.
Keep running.
Yeah. They're still fighting under though, which is like, again, they're busy. They have no reason to look up. They're gonna be busy fighting each other and joining the fight. I'm actually just taking a pot shot here. Since we're not getting shot, that means we have some space. Well, technically we don't have the space, but we do have the opening.
Here. Running.
We can get some KP.
Right there, right.
So this warehouse isn't perfect. As long as nobody shoots at us is alright. This comes out a lot. Now we're in the top 5. So now we're taking the ultimate height. I'm just going back up on height here now. Probably should have checked this a little bit better. I did check it a little bit. Normally I would have gone beamed if there was anyone here earlier. We'll have drone in a second. So in retrospect, again, because we do run missions better, we get intel cases better. I would have had another drone now pretty much a while ago because of stockpile. So we don't have them at this moment, but we're going to get them eventually. Yeah, this recharges very slowly without the stockpile. That's a big difference that makes actually.
Can I break them?
It's thumps. Then we don't end up getting this one. So there's a weird drone bug here also. I don't know what's up with that. Someone in your chat said you can like left click or something with it. I haven't figured it out consistently, but thankfully we're on high ground so we can still use it. So now we're doing a quick scout, taking a look where all of them are. There are 2 people here, or 2 teams here.
I'm here looting.
So one of the teams is here in the bunker, the barrack, sorry. One in the barrack, one on team here that we just ran over. And then we saw one underneath here, I believe. That's one mannequin called.
Spot, we take height later. Yeah, he's literally under us, So
now we know where all of them are. We know how the map's pretty much going to converge. And everyone's going to have to move in a certain order for the next few minutes. We already know what's going to happen here. But this team on all the way down at the bottom, they have to move pretty much first. These guys are fine. This guy's more than fine. He rat under us. And we're kind of chilling. Because yes, we are kind of like going to get bullied off by the zone eventually. But we can stay up on this high ground for quite some time. And then eventually, when the zone pushes us in, we still have this high ground for a little while longer. So we can play and just shoot down on anyone who's still rotating. These other teams are most likely going to end up having to shoot each other just to stay alive, rotating. So as long as we don't get knocked, we don't take damage, we're pretty much fine.
Arting.
So now he's looking for pot shots, gets a KP. I don't want to talk about the shots. Expecting him to turn a little bit more.
Like them.
So now I believe it's the rat under that's getting the kills for us here.
Yeah, hey, look under. Yeah, there's a soul.
So we're calling out the left. So the team on the left did not end up moving, or they were uncontested when moving. These guys pushed the issue a lot because they really wanted to get into warehouse. So they just ended up making it easier for us to kill them.
DM, he's peeking now. Oh, it's cracked.
but they work with less information than we did. They just wanted to always be in the new the ring prediction, small circle. Again, now, because we did a quick decision to grab the shields, we now have way more to work with. If we hadn't done that, right now we would have no shields or just be straight up dead. We wouldn't be able to trade this, and they'd be able to have way more control of the map than they do. Now, we're trying to stay up in this high ground as long as we can. These guys are gonna be forced off. We are fine for longer. They're gonna have to cross in the open pretty much. If we just time it right, we should be able to kill them pretty easily. Now, we know this guy should still be under us. It's a bit of an assumption, but it's a rat. Rats rarely move. It's probably still gonna be under us. We're looking a little bit, but we have 2 drops, so it's better to drop now that I have an opening. That guy was cracked. He can't shoot back because he has to plate. It takes a little while to do so. And most likely he's not too inclined on peeking the same angle after he got destroyed on. So I'm kind of looking for the rat here at the same time. Still top 3. The rat kills another one of them for us. We have the kill feed. We know what was attractive, whatever it says. That's the rat under us. And by him downing 1, that means there's a solo up on the team in the back, and then there's the rat that we assume is a solo. I didn't confirm it was the solo, but most likely it was a solo. Then one dies, and I think the other one died to zone. Oh, I missed that. So yeah, looking back at this, obviously, I think the decision making could be better at the start. I've revamped my overall game plan since this, but I do think that a lot of these decisions towards the end of the game can almost always be tracked back to decisions you make in the mid game and maybe even the early game. So if you start working on perfecting those, working on getting those rotations in and rotating deeper into zone, you're gonna find way more success in your RedSec games. Anyways, I hope this was very helpful. Thank you again to Tipsy for sponsoring this video and the stream so far. I absolutely adore these IEMs. Remember to check them out in the description. And yeah, thanks for watching. Till next time. Bye-bye.